blah blah blah. Alright, so we're talking about episode, 22, Boruto, which is dubbed Connected Feelings. So we start off with where we left off in the previous episode, which was Sakura being kidnapped by Shin. And now she finds herself in their hideout right now. Shin's gravely injured. In fact, I believe a lot of his organs have been busted just because Sakura punched him so hard, which is really brutal when you think about it. We find her, with all these different, whatever the hell you call these knives, just surrounded by all these Shins, all these clones, actually, because it's confirmed by Shin himself that all these little guys, they're not his sons. These are all just clones of him, just all manufactured, just as placeholders. The reason he has all these clones is because he needs them as contingencies in case something bad happens, like, you know, if his organs get busted by someone who punched him too hard. What's actually really brutal is that I don't remember actually seeing this in the manga, maybe it's just been a long time since then, but he actually goes in and cuts one open and causes him to die like right in front of Sakura's eyes, and that was yikes. As a medical ninja, you don't want to see that. That was actually really hard for me to watch, especially from Sakura's point of view, just seeing that as a medical ninja who strives to make sure everyone stays alive no matter what the injury is, just to see him kill off like one of his own, even if it's a clone, it's still a valuable life in her eyes. Well, the problem is that Shin has this ideology of genetics, and although it doesn't really have too much to do with him specifically or that particular situation, but the fact is that things die for others to live, and that's how he's kind of viewing all these different clones. And so we're back with Naruto and Ko back at that little shrine. Naruto has a hard time pinpointing anything. Even with his Sage Mode, he can't find them. Upon further analysis on what Shin looks like, with all the different like eye implants on his left arm, they made the conclusion that Orochimaru is somewhat involved in this, and so they go to Orochimaru's hideout. Before they actually meet up with Orochimaru at their hideout, they do come across Captain Yamato, and it's actually cool to see like his interaction with the now present 7 Hokage, and there pretty much is kind of the same dynamic. I feel kind of bad for Yamato actually because of the fact that his duty is just to watch over Orochimaru no matter what. Because even though Orochimaru is kind of like Sasuke in the fact that he's able to do kind of whatever he wants, he's still under surveillance. So in a way, he's not as free as Sasuke is. And I guess that makes sense because even when you see the conversations he has with like the entire group, he still comes off as very creepy and kind of mysterious in a way that's untrusting, and you kind of get bad vibes from him anyway. Like for example, when Naruto talks to him and says like, hey, you look a little bit younger than last time I saw you. Orochimaru pretty much said like, you know what it is, so don't pry into it. He kills people to stay youth. And so we actually do come across Sui. It's hard for me to pronounce that name. Suigetsu. And oh wow, what is his name? You know, the original curse mark dude. Yeah. But yeah, you come across them. Orochimaru is now informed of Shin Uchiha just on the loose. So he takes him to another room. Sarada actually pulls Suigetsu on the side and asks her if he knows where Karin is. And Karin's in a different hideout. So sad. Sarada asks Suigetsu a favor, which was to test her DNA along with Karin's. And just so happens that Karin has the umbilical cord just lying around because, you know, Orochimaru loves his DNA as much as the next guy. I do like how they had to tell you it's a perfect match. Perfect match. Congratulations, you have a mother. Like they knew exactly that we wanted to do some DNA testing to see who's related to who. And so now Sarada finds herself very conflicted about how she feels about Sakura as a mom, because she no longer identifies her as a mother. So he gets the hell out of there because he just caused some trouble. Naruto's actually there behind just watching over them. And Naruto gave him like a brief little lecture, but in the end Suigetsu just kind of ran away. And so Naruto is now left with a crying Sarada because now she doesn't know what to do. And this is when Naruto and Sarada are now both aware of the fact that she has awakened the Sharingan. Naruto does his best to comfort her, but he's met with a lot of resistance. because she doesn't, well, she's asking herself, like, why should I care about this person who's not even my mom? She's been lying to me this entire time. And Naruto asked her, like, how do you feel about her? Take a second to really think about, like, who Sakura is to you. And we get a whole bunch of, like, flashbacks and everything like that, following after Naruto's flashbacks, because he finds himself relating to Sarada in a very meaningful way, in the fact that he sees himself in her. Don't show me the flashbacks, I'm gonna get all feelsies. Stop. He didn't know who his parents were when he was growing up. He didn't. But he forged all these different bonds with people. And that's what kind of brings up, this is why he's the perfect person to talk to her at this point in time, is because he doesn't know who his parents are, but he has forged bonds with people to the point where everyone is his family. So it never really mattered to him, like, whether like you were related to him or not. He still cared about you just as family. And this is what he tells Sarada, just check yourself in and like really think about who Sakura is to you. And we get a whole bunch of like these flashbacks of how her interactions with like her mom were. Stop showing me this, stop showing me this. Sakura is her mom, whether biological or not, that she's been the mother figure to her. And she, with that resolve, she wants to help everyone out when going to rescue Sakura. So now that we know exactly where Sakura is, or at least off camera, Orochimaru tells Sasuke where they were. Sasuke whips out the Sharingan, creates the Susanoo for everyone to just get on board to fly SS Sasuke, and they pretty much just fly away. And this is where we're going to confront Shin and his little group of clones and Sakura, who could probably just really beat the shit out of all of them. But yeah, I think this was a really good episode. Even when there was not much action, I feel like I've been indirectly comparing a lot of episodes as whether good or bad based on how much action is being shown. But I do want to make it clear that things like this can be really solid episodes, have no actions whatsoever, because it's all about getting your audience to feel something. And I definitely felt something when Naruto was having those flashbacks of when he was just a little kid. It's something that resonates with me really well because of the fact that I do feel the same way as Naruto does about other people, forging bonds with them, to become family with them. And now that Sakura understands that and she's accepted Sakura as a mother, no matter what she is to her biologically, I do really like the dynamic between Naruto and Sarada as far as this conversation, because at this point in time, Sasuke is not really acting as the father figure, and he has his own reasons for that Sarada doesn't really want to comprehend, in the sense that Sasuke knows that even though this is his wife that he's talking about, or is the subject of hostage or capture, he understands that putting your personal feelings ahead does cause issues when, doing your mission. And I mean that's fine and that's totally understandable, but we're still talking about like his child is still a kid. It's hard to really just stand there and just kind of take all that in and be okay with it. So of course there's going to be resistance there, but Naruto, being as kind as he is, understands what Sarada's going through and helps her out. And it just kind of highlights both him and her, and it's almost like a father-daughter figure in that sense. So in the preview, it shows us that we're pretty much going to cover up the rest of Gaiden and just kind of tie it in a nice little knot. We're going to see the big fight, we're going to see the aftermath of it, and we see Sasuke smiling, so that's always going to mean something. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Looking forward to what's going to happen next after Gaiden, but we'll get there once we get there next week. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. #bye. Or I guess I will see you in the next one. I'm so used to having too many people around me. #bye.